Hey Sunshine, and welcome to the Duelist Bloom podcast, where we uncover and discover who we are through creating space to reconnect with ourselves. I'm your guide Bria, an involvement and life coach for moms. The key to you living as your authentic self is to evolve and witness. Now is the time to have courage and embrace change. Your relationship with yourself is the only true constant. Observing yourself throughout seasons of your life will allow you to always be in alignment with the desires of your heart. Before we get started, I have to remind you of your influence because you are an inspiration.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Duelist Bloom podcast. It's me, it's Bria, and today we're talking about how to build a sustainable inner world. In a previous episode, we talked about the different layers of our lives, right? We talked about you and your home, which is your inner world, and then, your community and the world as your outer world. Today, we're going to focus on how to create a sustainable inner world. So, home and in your body experience, all right? And I want us to focus on the word sustainable. What does it mean to be sustainable? And what comes to mind for me is that throughout the changes that are going to happen in our life, this is something that is going to be reliable because we are using our resources effectively. That's what I think about when the word sustainability comes to mind. And so when we're talking about creating a sustainable inner world, a sustainable habits and systems for our lives, I think it's really important to realize that they are going to change and shift over time. And change is not something bad, okay? Change is just an opportunity for you to get clear about what is for you and what is not. Change really brings a level of expansion to your life, and that's what I would love for you to begin to think about. When you think about change, it's all about embracing the new opportunity and adapting to it, just like the seasons. And I know I talk about trees a lot on here, but the tree is still a tree, whether it has the leaves, no leaves, snow, no snow, like a tree is still a tree. And that's what I want you to be able to tap into. You being you, regardless of what's happening on in the world or in your community, you can always find peace in your being. And that's how we are going to do it, through a sustainable inner world. Okay, so I want you to think about a word. And when I'm saying a word, this is a concept that I share about all the time, is creating an anchor word, a word that you can come back to ground yourself in your intention. So when we're thinking about a word for us to ground ourselves into the experience that we're calling in for our inner world, what do you want to feel in this place, in your body and in your home? What do you want to feel here? What do you want to be the absolute bare minimum to be? At the least, this is what you want to feel. What is the tone that you want to set? What is the standard? And I'm using that word very loosely because I don't want you to feel like if you're not hitting that you're doing something bad. But what is the tone that you want to set for all the experiences that you have in your body and in your home? And like I said before, when it comes to creating a sustainable system, things are going to change over time. You want to continue to allow that system to be sustainable, and the only way that is going to be able to have that longevity is for us to check in and see what's working and what's not working. And so the intention here is just to be mindful and aware of what your body needs in the environment that you're in. So yeah, just being mindful and aware of the experiences that you want to have in your life. So when you're thinking about this word or this core feeling that you want all of your experiences to have, it shouldn't really have to do with anybody else. It should only have to do with yourself and what do you want to feel in your being. For me, the word is always bliss, peace, and or serenity. One of those three words really comes to mind. It's like, I just want to be able to feel neutral. That I've gotten to the point in my life where I don't really want the roller coaster of emotions. And even though emotions do come, I am choosing to be level with it. So, yeah, I know that everything is temporary, and I don't allow myself to go to these extreme emotion places where, yes, I feel them, but I don't allow myself to go as high as it is. And we'll talk about that in another episode. But today I just want you to identify what experience, I want you to identify the tone that you want all of your experiences to have. And I want you to just be aware of the power and choice that you have over creating these experiences. And if we think about it in the mind, body, soul, heart, environment, way that we look at this, your mind, what are you thinking? You can choose to think nourishing thoughts. When things come up, you can choose something that is nourishing for you to hear in this moment. I know we talked about what does your inner child need to hear? What do you need to hear today? When you're thinking nourishing thoughts, you're giving yourself grace and compassion to be kind to yourself. And we're thinking about your body. What is your body doing? Are you doing the things that light you up? Like, you have the right, the choice to create experiences, to do the things that make you feel good. And I don't want you to think about, oh, I don't have to do my responsibilities anymore. That's not what Bria is saying. What Bria is saying is you can create an experience around those responsibilities that are more enjoyable. So the environment, lighting up a candle, playing some music, letting yourself do a meditation before you go and do the task that needs to be done, giving yourself grace to actually be like, okay, we're doing this thing, and mentally preparing yourself for the task, really. And so if we think about it with the soul, I really have gotten to this point where I don't really care about purpose. And again, I'm going to bring it back to the tree. The tree is just being. The tree is just being a tree. And a byproduct of the tree being a tree is that they provide oxygen to the world, But that is not their purpose for being here. It's a byproduct of them just being themselves. If a tree was out here trying to be anything other than the tree, we probably would not have oxygen. So I strongly stand by what I say is the only thing that you need to be in this world is yourself, and whatever that looks like in the season that you're in. It doesn't matter. There is no purpose, and we're going to talk about that in an upcoming episode about getting out of this thing that you're only supposed to do one thing and having an expansive purpose rather than just a one thing type of thing. But I think it's beautiful to think about just being you. Like, it doesn't have to make sense to anybody. Can you stop? Whenever you're ready. Thank you. And I also want to remind you, when it comes to the matters of the heart, like, all your emotions are temporary. All of them. The good, the bad, the desirable, the undesirable, happy, sad, angry, mad, like, it's all temporary. You don't feel those things all the time. Like, you feel one thing at a time. Ooh, that's a good one. You feel one thing at a time. And so it's allowing yourself to feel that thing, not suppressing it, but allowing yourself to actually experience what you need to experience and feel what that emotion is feeling and bringing up for you, holding space for that, and then saying thank you and getting back to your baseline. Really, the word that we're choosing is the baseline for all of our experiences. So it's just like, if we think about it in that way, the emotions will be going, but we always return back to our baseline that we're choosing for ourselves. So for me, that's bliss, serenity, peace, laughter. I'm always laughing. That is something that I love to do. And yeah, you just have choice over that. And so when you're creating experiences for yourself, I want you to give yourself permission to do something in a way you haven't done it before. Because yes, I know the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But also, if it's not working, don't be a dead horse. And I hate that saying, but it applies here. It applies. You get what I'm trying to say. If it isn't working for you on that day, and it has worked for you in the past, try something new. It's okay. And that's why we want to have multiple tools in the toolbox that we can go back to, that we know work. And sometimes it's just a matter of allowing yourself to have nothing that works and just sitting with that for a while and seeing what comes up for you. But I want to give you some space to think about how you can create a sustainable inner world for yourself, because I've said a lot today and I just want you to hold space for whatever's coming up for you. So whatever is coming up, hold space for that. So the next 3 minutes are for you to reflect, and I'm going to have some reflection prompts on the screen for you, so you can start to begin to think about, what is the baseline of all of my experiences? What energy do I want to come to everything in my life with? And also just thinking about, how do I want to be kinder and gentle to myself as a human? So yes, the next 3 minutes are for you, and I will see you in the next episode, most likely tomorrow. Bye! If anything resonated with you during this episode, pass it along to a friend. Let's continue the chain reaction of inspiration. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can stay updated with all things Duelist Bloom by joining the Village community email list. The link is in the description below. I hope that today is everything you needed to be and more, and remember, you are an inspiration.